Good afternoon. It's Lori here from Lori's Hooks. How is everyone doing today? So I think it's been about 2 weeks since I've been on here. It's been a busy couple weeks. Work-wise, it's been busy. Life-wise, not particularly busy, a little bit busy, just kind of everyday stuff going on. But we did have like a major dumping of snow on Monday, and it was schools were canceled here Monday and Tuesday for the cleanup, which that's pretty unusual. Now my kids aren't school age kids anymore. My daughter's in college and she's online, so it did not affect her. But we live right behind a school, so when the schoolyard's busy, then we notice, and our dogs are entertained by the kids out in the schoolyard and stuff like that I always notice when school's open and when school's not. It kind of changes things around here for us. That, and sometimes the kids go for a walk during the day, and they'll walk past our house, the front. They walk around the block as part of getting some exercise. I don't know if you can hear them, but my dogs are walking around. Usually when I record in the basement, and my dogs aren't allowed down there, but today I'm in the living room because I had a bunch of makes and I didn't really feel like carrying it downstairs, and nobody was home. So, well, my daughter's home, but she's upstairs, so it's quiet up here other than the two of them walking around. In terms of stuff that I've been making over the last couple weeks, I finished my my sweater. So this was the snowbound pullover from Make and Do Crew. This is a free pattern on their website. I did buy the PDF because I wanted to be able to print it out to work on it. My sweater is complete. I should have put it on for my video. I know, it's even inside out. Oh my goodness. But here it is, all finished. It's very warm and comfortable. I really like it. I really like the big cowl neck on here. It gets really cold here. Like today, it's minus 14 Celsius. So a nice warm sweater is really nice. That, and my hair is kind of short, so my neck's open all the time. My neck gets really cold, so I tend to wear a cowl, or I'll wear like a hood and I'll pull it up when I go out because my neck gets really cold, and I don't really like that too much. So, but I don't really like hats, so the cowl kind of keeps me comfortable. But anyways, my sweater's done. It is a tiny bit big. I probably could have sized down, but it's comfortable the way that it is. So the size that it is probably for the best. It's hard to say. I guess if I was trying on in a store, I probably would have tried on both sizes to see what my preference is, whereas when you're making something, it's not as easy to do that. And I had already sized down once because since it's made top down, you know, I made up to about here, and then I tried it on and it was looking too full, so I did tear it back, left the neck in the size that it was in, and then redid from there down and size down to a small, which it's kind of funny. Like if I was to buy like this sweatshirt, for example, although it's really big, it's men's large, and I like my sweaters really big like this. This sweater, when I wear it, it's close to the same size as this sweatshirt. So I would say that the Make and Do Crew's patterns are oversized, and the bust measurements, like for the medium, was 38 inches, and that was what I did originally, was medium, and it was too big, as I said. And I used the right hook, and my gauge is pretty good, so I guess it just has a lot of, what do they call it, positive ease, I think, in the sweater. So, but as I said, it's comfortable the way it is. I like it the way that it is. I'm very happy with how it came out. And this is the whole sweater. And I really like how it came out. The sleeves are a little bit long, but I do like my sleeves long, so I guess it's your preference and what you like, and because everything's, as I said, made top down, you can kind of adjust it to get things the way that you want it to be. So I did enjoy that pattern. I really liked it. And I used the recommended yarn, which was the Lion Brand Heartland. And it was my first time using this. I really liked it. It's a 4-weight, very plushy, squishy yarn. The top is called White Sands. The middle color, oh, this is one I can't pronounce, is Conga Green. I'm sorry, that's my dog. She's asking to go outside. She doesn't need to because she was just outside not long ago, but okay, she's gonna get very persistent. I'm gonna have to pause. Okay, dogs are outside now. Hopefully there's not too much barking. Anyways, I was telling you about the yarn and I have thrown it over here. Okay, so the middle color, as I was saying, is Congaree. And the darkest color is Rocky Mountains. So as I said, I really enjoyed making the sweater. I would make the pattern again. The fit's very good. The sleeves maybe a tiny bit long, but as I said, this sweater's, or I think I said, the sweater's made top down, so you could adjust it as you go and get it the way that you wanted it to be. But I really enjoy making this. So the other thing I've been working on, I've been trying to finish up some old work in progress that I've had around for a long time. So I did start with my oldest thing that I've had around, and it's this Gingham Blanket. So this pattern, it's a little bit hairy. My daughter's been using it and our dog sheds, so it sticks to everything, the hair. But this pattern is from Daisy Farms Crafts, and she's got a bunch of different gingham blankets, and she's got videos on how to carry the yarn over from one block to the next, and she explains it really well. I believe this one was the one that was done in half double crochets. I got it out and I put it away and I get it out and I put it away, and I never wrote down what hook I used. So like there was one time I got out to work on it and I think it was originally done in a 6mm hook, and I started working in the 5 and it was too tight, so then I had to tear out a few rows, and it's been a carry back and forth. But I probably started this about, I'm guessing, about 3 years ago. Oh, I need to wipe my nose, just a minute. Okay, so I think I started about this about 3 years ago, I think. And I started this and started working on it, and then one of my husband's cousins, she was pregnant, well, his wife was pregnant, and I wanted to make them a baby blanket. So I made them a baby blanket out of the same pattern, because I was I would think about 2 or 3 blocks of rows in when I started hers, and so I was practiced at this point. I was, a new crocheter, not really comfortable. It was one of the first things that I made for somebody that wasn't, somebody in my household. So I wanted it to be nice. So it was my practice one. This was my practice one, and then I worked on hers, and then by the time I was done making her baby blanket, I was getting bored, and you know how it is. It just gets put in the corner and you don't work on it. So I have this big bin, it's put away right now, but I have this big bin that it was in that has handles on it. It's like a carry tote. So I would take this one with me every time I went somewhere where I was going to be there a couple days and I wanted to take like a bigger project to work on. It's like if I go to visit my parents for the weekend, if we go camping for a few days, I would take it with me and I would work on it. So a few weeks ago, I decided to get it out and to get it finished. So it was all done, which is pretty big. It stands about as tall as I am. So it's probably about 5 feet long, because it's on the floor right now and it's touching my forehead. So it is about 5 feet tall. So I think I was on this block and finished up my skein of the dark purple yarn and went to get another one out of my, I keep my yarn in bins because I don't have places to store things here. So I went to get another ball out and there wasn't any in there. And I looked everywhere because I was sure I had more yarn to work on this. And my daughter was the same. She kept saying, there's got to be more somewhere. So the two of us, we tore the house apart looking for it and we never did find it. So I went to Michael's and these are Bernat. Oh, I have things in here, I think. Yeah, it's Bernat Super Value. And the, I don't know which one's which anymore. So one of them's Damson. Another one is, this is the white. No, lilac. So the light purple is lilac and the dark must be Damson. And then the white's just white. But these are Bernat Super Value and I got these at Michael's. So I went to Michael's and I got another skein of purple and I finished up the last block in a row and decided that was big enough. And then I did 3 rows of double crochet border around the outside. So I used probably about 3/4 of the skein and then I balled the rest up and put it in my scrap bin for making a scrap project later. So I'm very happy that it's done. I felt very accomplished. This thing's been sitting around forever. And I think I haven't gotten out one of my old, I have a few more WIPs that have been around here forever. And I'll get one of them out and work on one of them soon. Now one of them is, I think the next one I'm going to work on it's blanket yarn. So I can only work on it for maybe an hour or 2 a day because it hurts my hands. Excuse me. So if I was working on it for an entire evening, then I find like I can't crochet for a day or 2 afterwards because my hands just get too sore. So I rather just work on it for like an hour a day and get what I can done in that hour, and then I'll put it away and work on something else. So in terms of other stuff, so as I said, I had to go to Michael's to get another ball of that dark purple, and Michael's has their clearance on. So when I was walking around, I noticed that they had some of the Karen cloud cakes. And every time I went there, they didn't have any of the stripes. They were all solids when I would go, and usually the one that's like a granite color, I actually did buy one of those as well. But every time I would go, they would have this one, which this is, yeah, it's graphite. And I didn't really think I wanted an all graphite item. And I would look online and I would check my store and it would never say it was stock. So I never went looking for it. But this day that I went, they had some cloud cakes. So they had a bunch of these, and the color on this one is shark skin. And so I bought 3 of them, which I think 2 would make a cardigan probably. But I don't really, to me, if it's all stripes, including your border around the front and around your wrists and the bottom and stuff, I think I would rather that be solid. So I got the graphite as well so that I could do the borders in it and the main portion in the stripes. And I think that'll look really nice. But I bought 3. I don't think I need 3, but you know, I wanted 3. So, and these were $5.99 Canadian, and that was marked down from $11.99, so it was a really good buy. And I love these, they're so soft. So I'm looking forward to working with this. I need to find a cardigan pattern that I think I want to do, so that's on my to-do list. And then I went to because they weren't showing that they had stock, I went to the other Michael's because I was wondering if I went to, because we have 2 Michael's in my city, and I wasn't far from the other one, so I decided to pop in there and see if they had any cloud cakes in that one. And I picked up this one, which this one I love, and they only had 1 cake. I would have loved to get 2, and I probably would have returned the other ones because I like this color more. they only had one, and I'm sure that I will find something to use this for. I don't know what, but I'm sure I'm gonna find something. And the color on this one is Lagoon, so it's really pretty. I love it. Unfortunately, because they don't show the stock for these, I could have checked the city beside us and possibly gone there, because it's not that far out of my way to go there, but they weren't showing that online, and I didn't want to drive really far and then find out they didn't have any, so I didn't bother. So that was that. So what else? So I decided that I was going to do Jayda from Jayda and Stitch's Calendar Cow, which is a Tunisian crochet project, and I do not know how to Tunisian crochet. So I thought it would be fun to learn, and I keep looking at things made with Tunisian crochet, and I think they're really nice, but it's not been something that I've wanted to do yet. And I thought with Jayda's Calendar Cow, you do 1 square a month for a blanket, and each month is a different type of Tunisian crochet. So she had a link for some Tunisian hooks on Amazon that she recommended, a set. So I did buy that on Amazon, and I'm still waiting for it to come. It was supposed to arrive yesterday, and it still is not here, and I ordered them on Monday. Today's Friday, and I pay for Prime, and we live in the city, so usually stuff does get here the next day from Amazon, so I don't know why it's taking so long, but it's still not here. But my daughter and I went to Michael's yesterday, and she helped me pick out 3 colors for my blanket, Tunisian blanket from Jayda and Stitch's Calendar Cow. I don't know if you can hear my dog asking to come in. I better go get her because it is very cold outside. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Dogs are in. They're getting warm. We'll see if they decide to come over and see what I'm talking over here about. So, as I said, my daughter and I went to Michael's, and she helped me pick out 3 colors. And right away, the 2 of us gravitated to this one. That, I guess, based on my sweater, we like these type of colors. But hi, Molly. Hi, good girl. Good girl. Okay. So this color is Green Lagoon, and this is impeccable yarn from Loops and Threads. So this is a Michael's brand yarn, and these were 25% off. So they're normally, I think they're $4.99 here in Canada, and I think I paid, I think it was around $3.99 or $4.10, something like that. They cost me, and so I got. So I decided to do 3 colors. So I bought 2 of this one, which is the Green Lagoon. And then I got 2 of the Plum, because I think I'm going to do the squares in these 2. And then Jayda says to have a complementary color for border. So this is a very, very light gray. This color is called Classic Gray. So I'm going to do the border in that. And so I think the 3 of those together looks really nice. I had originally chosen a white, and my daughter thought the white was too stark against the other colors, so she had suggested the gray instead, which I agree, it looks really nice together. So that was my pickup from Michael's, and I'm just waiting for those Tunisian hooks to come. I'm getting very impatient. I wanted to work on it this weekend. Yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed with that. So what else have I been up to? Oh yes. So here on my cart, I have a bunch of stuff on my cart. So I've been working on, I've done a few of, I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce her whole name, but her first name is Tinna, and she has a bunch of mosaic crochet blanket patterns, and some of them are worked in squares, some of them worked in rows. She has a few wearable types, like she's got a children's cardigan, she has some mittens and hats, stuff like that. So I had started her, it's called the Amma cowl. I started it last year, probably around October, and I've done, I'll pull them out. Done about, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. So I did another square out of that in the last couple weeks. So this square is, so the squares are, the majority it's the same. The only difference is the square in the middle. So this square, and each square is named after her grandmother. So like her mother's mother, her father's mother, and then her mother and her. So this square is, and I printed out part of the pattern, but not the whole thing. So this is, I think this is the Lola square. Pretty sure it's a Lola square. But I'll put links in for her. I guess I'll put links in for her YouTube channel probably. She has a YouTube, she's got videos for each one of these squares. So each video, well, the first one's the saga squares. The first one explains how to do the entire square. And then from the center all the way out. And then she explains how to block them and everything because she works in wool yarn, so it needs to be blocked afterwards. I did mine in acrylic, and it's a little, it could use blocking. I don't know if I'll bother. We'll see when it's done. But this is a Lola square, and I did this one last week. Her videos are very good. It's very entertaining to listen to. I really enjoy her videos, and I enjoy her projects. The mosaics, I don't get bored working on these, and that's part of the reason why I like them. So this is the Lola. I'm not going to look up the names of the other ones, but this is another square. Here's another one, and the red's coming out kind of hot pink on the camera, but this is actually red, dark purple, and then all of them I'm doing white background with, this is almost black. It's not quite black. It's like a grayish black border around the outside. And there's this one, which this green is more of a rust color than it's coming through on the camera. This one. This one is the same as the first one that I showed you. And that's the last one. I'm pretty sure this is the first one that I did. So she explains really well in her videos how to do the color changes and how to carry your yarn over and all that kind of stuff. And then in the blocking, if you have spots where where you joined your rounds, if it's showing really bad, she shows you in blocking how to make it look really good. Like her videos are very good, and I really enjoy them. So I've been working on that. And the other thing I've been working on is a gnome. And this one is from Summer's Tips and Stitches. And she has like an event where she released this gnome pattern in YouTube tutorial. And you can also download the PDF from her Facebook page. So I've done the steps where I've made the body. And this is where his nose is going to go. But in hers, she didn't have you, she just had you stuff it. I weighed mine, so I put some rocks in the bottom so that it would stand up really nice. And I did make the nose, but I haven't attached it. The nose is here somewhere. It's really small, so it's buried somewhere on there. But so the colors I'm using, this is Red Heart, and I don't have a ball band for it, but I think it's a red. It's not the dark red. It's more of, this was in my Christmas colors pile, so it's very red, a deep red. And then for the skin color, this is Craft Smart, and the color on it is taupe. Yeah, taupe. And so for the hat, I used the Red Heart Red, and I'm using, it's Craft Smart Pink for the pink, and that was just called Pink in the Craft Smart. And then I made the legs, and the legs were the part that attracted me towards this. Where'd the legs go? They're missing. They were just here. Here's one of them. So for the foot, I used gray, and this is another Craft Smart. The color on it is gray. and I used the red and the pink, and she has used Stripe It. So, and in her pattern, she explains if you'd like to do short legs or long legs, or these are the medium length legs. So I have to do the hands and the beard and assembly. And I was thinking maybe I'll do another one with more pink and less red, and make that one a girl gnome, so that it has a, so that's a couple, and that'll be very nice. They're Valentine ones. And where's the name of this? Somewhere. I printed it. This is called the Lovable Valentine gnome. And again, this is from Summer's Tips and Stitches. And I will link her, probably her introductory video for this below. There's 4 parts to the, she has a full YouTube on how to do it. And Summer is very entertaining. I enjoy her videos, so her tutorial is very good. I think it's the first tutorial that she's done. Something I laughed while watching it. She says multiple times during the tutorial, she says that she is crocheting slow because she's looking through the camera to do the tutorial and crocheting like that. And I'm still crocheting at half the speed as her. So I apparently crochet extremely slow, which I have noticed, like always when I use a YouTube video, I always have to slow it down or keep pausing to catch up. So I must crochet very, very slow. So that's all my makes, and that's everything I have going on, and this video is getting pretty long. So I think that I'm going to cut it off here. I'm hoping that you enjoyed my video today. I hope that you're all well. If you haven't subscribed and you enjoyed my video, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. And if I didn't mention it, all the links will be below for everything that I can find for my projects to link them for you. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to reach out. I love reading your comments. And yeah. Anyways, you take care and have a good rest of your day. Bye.